Frank says vinegar mixed with water works well too. Talking about flushing out the engine and cooling passages. Yeah, vinegar works well. It doesn't work. It depends on what you're trying to flush out. See, that's the difference in using something like vinegar and water, CLR, Lime Away. What else we got? Rust Aid, Red Lime. Red Lime's my favorite because Red Lime seems to do the best and it's biodegradable. So Red Lime is more expensive, but Red Lime, it works. I mean, it works so good. Like that's the thing, is it works so good on everything. So like all the stuff, like rust, everything, it works really well. Vinegar mixed with water is only going to work on like buildup. It's not going to work on like rust and other stuff like that. It's going to work really well depending on what kind of buildup we're trying to break out. So yeah, vinegar mixed with water, really good. CLR's good. Lime Away's good. Rust Aid is good. Red Lime's good. Like depending on what you're trying to clean out of your boat. BF 8221 says, so after everything in the boat, everything labor plus parts plus, you to have more than $25,000 in that boat, you did all that to sell it for $30,000 to $35,000. Did you sell it? Did you keep it? Did you finish? The video is cut short. It's talking about, you know, the total cost on what I spent on that 1992 Ocean Master 23 footer with a 300 Verado on it. That boat was a really, really good boat. I sold that boat for $28,000. I used it for 4 years. No, yeah. I used it for 4 years. I love that boat. I mean, that was a great boat. So I guess the big difference in what you got to remember when I do boats is that I generally like to use them. And also I have a lot of stuff. Like, I mean, I don't know how many boats I've done now. So like I generally have a lot of parts and a lot of inventory of stuff built up. So when I do boats, like it doesn't really cost me as much as if someone else was to do it. When I do cost videos, what I do is I write it out as if you were going to go out and buy all this stuff. So that way I can link everything to the stuff. So that way anybody at any point wants to do any one of the projects that we do on a boat, they can go to that sheet. Boom, here's what I used. Here's how much it cost. And that's what it is. So it's like, you know, that is more for everyone else. What I actually spend on the boat is usually different because, I mean, depending on what I have, what I use, what I do, what I don't do, like there's all that. And then also I set them up the way I want them. So, you know, a lot of everybody wants to, like, if you go pay someone to do something, they're going to do what you want them to do. So like you go pay somebody to do something, they're going to do this task. They're not going to tear something apart and be like, oh, well, while we're in here, let's do this, which is what I do. I set everything up. It's like, I'm taking everything apart and I'm going to put it all back together the way I want to do it and have things set up the way I would want it to be set up. So that way, you know, all this stuff is fixed. I don't want to have to deal with any of this stuff again. So it's kind of like, you know, going a little bit above and beyond that doesn't necessarily need to be done. But while I'm in there, I might as well do it. And for me, I'm making content on it. So it's like, it works out well for me to do it that way. So, you know, that one, yeah, I sold that boat for $28,000. I have no idea what I had in it. I can't remember. I used it for 4 years. It was a great boat. I mean, the guy loves the boat still today. It's actually been living in the water for 2025, 2022. So for 3 years, that thing's been living in the water. Gary Coleman says the motor runs great, starts great. Sometimes just running across the lake, it'll just shut off and it'll take about 30 minutes to restart. But when I started it, it runs good and does the same problem again. Sometimes it will run for 2 hours. Sometimes it will only run for 15 minutes before shutting off. What do you think? Talking about a Mercury Optimax, it could be anything. Fuel or air, that's what I think. I think you got fuel or air problem. I don't think anything else. Generally, if it's running great, you're not going to have a spark problem, which means your ignition coils are good. Your injector drivers are good. Well, they're not injector drivers. They are coil drivers, which drive your ignition coils. But those, usually it is a fuel, whether that be a sticky injector, a semi-clogged injector, a bad tracker valve, a issue with the fuel pump. Like, it could be anything. You could have debris in your VST that makes as long as the debris is floating around over here, the fuel pump can suck up fuel and you got good fuel pressure and everything's good to go for 2 hours. But then the stuff that's all over here gets sucked up to the fuel pump. Now all of a sudden you got a problem. Like, it could be as simple as that. But Optimaxes are finicky. You have to like test that. Like, the thing about an Optimax is everybody wants, oh, hey, I have this symptom. What do I do? It doesn't work like that for an Optimax. On most other engines, they're a little bit more simple where, oh, I have this issue. Oh, go check your fuel pump, clean it, put it back together. You're good to go. Doesn't work like that with an Optimax, because an Optimax has the one fuel pump could be your issue on this engine over here. And as long as you fix that issue, there's nothing else after that. With the Optimax, there's the fuel pump, then there's the rails, then there's the compressor, then there's the injectors, then there's the tracker valves, then there's the pressure regulators. Like, there's like 15 things in this system that you have to troubleshoot through the system. You can't just, oh yeah, I would check this. No, you don't do that. With an Optimax, you go from here's the troubleshooting process, which is in that video. This is what you do with an Optimax. You check spark and your fuel pressures, and based on those, if you have spark on all the cylinders, boom, that's done. Avoid that, and then move on to fuel filters, fuel pumps, VSTs, your fuel rails, your compressor, and the rest of it. Like, you work through that system. And if you don't work through that system and you try and just go work on one item out of the system, you're going to spend time and money and most likely fix a bunch of stuff that you don't need to fix when you need to start with step one. So there is a slew of things that it could be, and you need to go to that video and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You go through the system. Do it one after another, and you will find your problem. That's the thing about Optimax is they're actually not that hard to work on as long as you do the system. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in order, you generally by number 3, oh, here's the problem. Or number 6, oh, here's the problem. Number 8, oh, here's the problem. Sometimes the problem's number 1. Sometimes the problem's number 10. You just but you can't do number 10, not do number 1 through 10. Hey there, sorry to take you away from the video, but real quick, did you know that on average a boat owner will spend between $1,000 and $5,000 a year just on servicing their engine? And you could actually pocket and save a lot of that money if you would just do the service yourself. It might seem like a daunting task, but I guarantee you virtually everyone can do it with our guidance and the Boaters program. This is just one skill that you could learn inside the program, because we have hundreds of other videos teaching you all kinds of boating skills, as well as a weekly live stream where we have questions and answers with me, as well as a chat feature where you can send videos and pictures, ask all kinds of questions, or look for some advice or some guidance on a project that you're doing on your boat. You can join the program by hitting the first link in the description, clicking join, or visiting bornagainboating.com. Now back to the video.